Hey everyone, have you noticed how much AI is becoming a part of our everyday lives? From our phones and cars to how we shop or stream movies, AI is pretty much everywhere now. But have you ever wondered how all of this started? How did AI go from being just a cool idea to something that's almost a daily part of our lives? That's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to trace AI's journey, starting from the very beginning and looking at where it's going next. And let me tell you, the future of AI is something you'll want to know about. So stick around. And if you're interested in tech and AI, hit that subscribe button right here on Tozu Webworks. Let's get started. The early days. AI goes from idea to reality. All right, let's take it back to the 1950s. This was when the first real talk of AI, or artificial intelligence, started. Computers back then? They were big, clunky, and honestly super slow. But some people already had big dreams for them. Scientists, like the famous Alan Turing, started asking questions like, could a machine ever think like a human? Sounds wild, right? Turing even created something called the Turing test. The idea was to see if a machine could talk so much like a human that people wouldn't even know the difference. If a machine could pass this test, it would mean it was smart enough to be considered intelligent. Now, keep in mind back then, computers could barely handle basic math, let alone think. But this Turing test idea was huge. It gave researchers something to work toward, a big goal. And so the race began. Scientists were excited, thinking they'd create intelligent machines in no time. But soon, they realized it wasn't going to be that easy. They could program computers to play games like chess, but actual thinking, that was a whole different story. Still, they'd planted the first seeds of AI, setting the stage for everything that was to come. The AI winter, when progress slowed down. Fast forward to the 1970s and 1980s, and things weren't looking so bright for AI. People had high hopes, but progress was slower than they thought. Computers just didn't have the speed or memory needed to make machines truly smart. Scientists and companies started losing interest, and funding dried up. This period was even called the AI winter, like a long cold time when AI wasn't moving forward at all. But here's the thing. Even though things were slow, some researchers kept working on it. They were laying the groundwork quietly, figuring out basic ideas about how machines could learn. It wasn't flashy, and it didn't make headlines, but it was important work. They were setting up ideas that would eventually lead to the AI we see today. In a way, this quiet period was like a building block, laying a foundation for the huge advances that were coming. Machine learning, AI gets a boost. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, things started picking up again. Technology was advancing, computers were faster, and suddenly, there was a new way to approach AI called machine learning. Now, I know machine learning might sound complicated, but here's the simple idea. Instead of telling a computer exactly what to do, you give it a bunch of data, and it starts figuring things out on its own. Imagine you want a machine to recognize pictures of cats. Instead of giving it every little detail about what a cat looks like, you just show it thousands of cat photos, and over time, it learns what a cat is. Simple, right? But this was a game changer. With machine learning, AI could start solving real-world problems, from filtering spam emails to recommending movies on Netflix. It wasn't just a theory anymore. AI was something we could actually use. Deep learning. AI reaches new levels. Then, around 2012, AI took another huge step forward with something called deep learning. Deep learning uses neural networks, which are kind of like simple versions of our brains. These networks allow machines to recognize patterns in ways that were way more advanced than before. Suddenly, AI could understand images, identify voices, and even pick up on human language. This deep learning breakthrough led to the rise of virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant. These weren't just basic tools. They could actually listen to us, understand our requests, and even respond in ways that felt almost human. Deep learning also helped AI power applications in healthcare, recognizing patterns in medical images to help diagnose diseases faster and more accurately. And this wasn't just for fun. With deep learning, AI was finally doing things that genuinely made life easier and even saved lives. It had moved from being a tool in a research lab to something we could actually interact with. something that made a real difference in people's daily lives. AI in our everyday lives, how it's all around us. All right, so now we're in the present. AI isn't just in labs or a futuristic concept anymore. It's here, all around us, and sometimes we don't even realize it. Every time you watch Netflix and it recommends a show, that's AI working in the background, analyzing your preferences. Or when you're shopping online, and Amazon seems to know exactly what you're looking for. That's AI too, tracking your habits to suggest products. Think about social media. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook use AI to decide what posts to show you first. They know what you like, what you engage with, and they use that info to keep you hooked. In a way, AI is like an invisible hand, guiding a lot of what we see and do online. And it's not just for entertainment. AI is changing the way we work and live in bigger ways too. In healthcare, AI systems are helping doctors detect diseases faster. In finance, they're spotting fraudulent transactions almost instantly. In cities, AI is being used to predict traffic and manage resources better. AI is everywhere, and it's only going to keep growing. The ethics of AI, questions we need to ask now. As cool as AI is, there are some big questions we need to consider. First off, privacy. AI relies on tons of data to work well, and a lot of that data is personal, like your shopping habits, what you watch, even what you say to your smart devices. So who's in control of all this data, and how do we know it's being used responsibly? Another big issue is jobs. AI can do tasks that used to require people, like customer service or even driving. This is great for companies looking to cut costs, but it also means some people might lose their jobs. While AI is creating new opportunities in tech and development, not everyone can easily switch careers. So, how will society adapt to these changes? It's a question that we'll have to answer as AI continues to evolve. And let's not forget about bias. AI learns from data, and if that data has biases, the AI will too. Imagine an AI in a hiring tool that accidentally favors certain people because of biased data. That's a real risk, and it can lead to unfair outcomes. As we keep developing AI, it's important to find ways to address these issues. The future of AI, what's coming next? So what's next for AI? Well, experts say we're just getting started. There's talk of new breakthroughs, like quantum computing, which could make AI way faster and smarter than it is now. Quantum computers would allow AI to process information on a whole new level, making calculations that are impossible for today's computers. Then there's something called general AI, or AGI. Right now, AI is good at specific tasks, like recognizing faces or answering questions. But AGI would be different. It would be able to think and learn like a human across all kinds of topics. Imagine an AI that can solve complex problems, think creatively, and even learn new skills on its own. This is big. AGI could help us tackle huge challenges, from finding new cures for diseases to addressing climate change. It could even help us explore space. But of course, this kind of power comes with responsibility. We'd have to make sure AGI is developed in a way that benefits everyone and doesn't get out of control. And that's the story of AI. From an ambitious idea in the 1950s to a technology that's changing our world today, with even more exciting possibilities on the horizon. The journey of AI is far from over. And if you're as fascinated by this technology as we are, be sure to subscribe to Kozu Webworks. We'll keep bringing you updates, insights, and stories from the world of AI and tech. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.